next match ready to go, just about. It will be Lazybear and Pofke. These are both pretty darn good players. Pofke is another late joiner to the SEL. He's actually the lowest seed still in SEL as of this match, and he's been doing pretty darn well in the SEL tournament as well as in the Summer Cup. But
Yeah.
same could be said for Lazy Bear.
hmm I'm actually facing Lazy Bear for my first um, bracket match in Summer Cup, so this is
Oh
some
no.
free research for me.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Well, look at their picks and bans here.
It's also going to be some biased casting where it's like, I love this obvious bug by Lazy Bear. He should keep doing
Yeah,
this in
Yep.
all the games.
Yep. It's
really good
beautiful.
decision.
Yep. Yep. All right. Anyway, we'll look at picks and bans here. Oh, we got some interesting ones coming up. Lazy Bear is the higher seed, and he elected to snipe first and pick second, which, uh, yeah, that's I believe that's what I picked in my own match. So, uh, definitely best possible choice. Good job, Lazy Bear.
Objectively correct.
Yep. Anyway, totally not biased. Pofke has banned pub. Makes some sense.
Yeah, I like the ban.
Yep.
Pub can be, especially in the middle of a set, pub can be a stressful map because you have to be really thoughtful about your spy play.
All right, and then Lazy Bear. Not sure I'm a big fan of this ban. He bans gallery.
I
Interesting.
don't
So
like
we
it.
are banning. We're banning.
Yeah.
We're banning maps that are kind of those niche ones where
Yeah.
there's a certain population. So I'm assuming that unless we see like terrace come out, we'll see pretty standard maps then this whole set.
You
And I
sure
guess
about
high rise
that?
is always. Okay, maybe I'm
Uh-oh.
wrong.
No. Okay. Anyway, but
Uh-oh.
anyway, well, the first pick actually becoming an unstandard pick is Veranda.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I actually will enjoy seeing Veranda. I
Yeah.
mean, well, we have a amount of well-trod problems with Veranda, but
Yep.
it's still a really interesting map, especially when snipers over-rotate just a little bit more than I think is necessary, because then you can do some of those blind spot maneuvers. It's a fascinating map still, and also gorgeous.
Yep. All right. Anyway, the second pick is in fact Terrace.
All right.
Double
We're
Terrace.
eating our words over here
Yeah.
Yeah.
as we double probably two of the least picked maps in
Yep.
SCL.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm curious if Lazy Bear, it's Lazy Bear that picked Terrace, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Lazy Bear actually has a strat ready on Terrace, or if it's just willing to do sort of a, I don't want to say coin flippy map, but one of the more coin
Yeah.
flippy maps,
Well, it's like
unless you have
I
a
feel like
specific.
it's a map, or at least I mean, for me, it's it's a map that I have very little practice on. So
Mhm.
that
That's
might
true.
be that could so it just could be just a case of it happens to be a map that Lazy Bear has played a lot of, and Pofke hasn't, which could give Lazy Bear an edge.
And it's true because if you haven't played Terrace very much, you're gonna feel more uncomfortable as sniper than you should.
Yeah. Um, Timeouts very common for spy side, especially with the old time of 2 minutes 30 seconds. But if you're not experienced on Terrace, maybe you don't know that, and you can be a bit chumpy with your shots.
Yep. All right. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Next up, more standard pick is Ballroom.
Okay, that is actually
Back to
standard.
Yeah, nice,
reason.
comfortable map.
I like the idea of Terrace being a, well, fine, fuck it, we'll just won't have a normal match. I'll pick Terrace. You want Veranda, whatever, and just be a bunch of weird maps. How do we like that?
Yep.
Spite pick.
Yep. And then anyway, Lazy Bear's second pick, a little bit more of a normal pick, Library.
So maybe Lazy Bear is just responding to
Yep.
Pofke's things. He
Mhm.
bans a niche map, picks a weird map, picks a standard map, and just is like, all right, I'll just mirror whatever you do. I'll just do my version of
Yeah.
whatever you like.
We've run out of weird maps, so now we're forced to pick the normal ones. Kind of the inverse of last
Yeah.
set.
All right. Anyway, the final pick out of Pofke is Modern.
Lots of big maps this set. All
Yep.
3 5 of 8s.
Yep. Three.
One of
Yep.
them doubled.
Yeah.
So
So this
I'm
is
trying to figure out how Lazybear would respond to Modern.
well.
Oh,
There's really only one choice.
right, exactly. And I've spoiled myself by seeing the stream, and that we do mirror. That's hilarious.
Yep. But the only choice, of course, is Courtyard.
Mm.
Of
I
course.
mean,
You
it's
had to pick.
Courtyard.
You had to pick Courtyard.
If Lazybear hadn't picked Courtyard there, he actually would have been banned from the game. So
Yeah. That was a good choice.
Wait, is it
yeah,
Courtyard?
Yeah.
I see it
It's Courtyard.
left.
Yeah. No,
good
I've got
choice to
my
stay in
interface
it.
is a little weird now. I have the last pick cover up the second pick
I
because
gotcha.
I don't know where I have no idea where else to put it.
Our fancy production values didn't account for the postseason games.
Yep. I'm like I don't want to redo this whole thing just to add two maps. Anyway, we'll get into it. Either way, we've got yeah, it looks like Pofke has the first spy. Ooh, this is I mean, I'm no expert at reading starting positions, but right on the red bookshelf, right near the ambassador and the double agent and Toby. I think
Oh
good.
man,
I think good things
we're
are
all
coming.
in a line.
Yeah, this is gonna be. This is looking pretty good for Pofke.
It looks like we won't have to do that much movement to get our missions done. We'll have to chase seduction target a little bit, but in general, we'll have nice big conversations for our double agents. Ambassador will come to us, and maybe even get good fingerprints because right now Toby is near Ambassador as well.
Beautiful. All right, Pofke, please make all of our predictions come true in 3, 2, 1, planet. And he immediately leaves the area.
Oh, no bug attempt. Looked like he might have been going for it there, but just entering next to the ST.
Mm. Yeah, that conversation is so. The weird thing about Veranda is the small conversation circles. It has many conversation circles, but they're all the little ones, basically.
Yeah.
And some of them are really small. And those ones on the left side of the map are prime reverse bug territory.
Yeah. The Amba can walk down either side of that little corridor right there. He can even kind of cross over in between the two conversations. Plenty of room to play around with to set up for reverse drive-bys if you know the Amba's coming your way.
We might be going for a direct transfer here because there's so much going on the other side of the map. Unfortunately, Ambassador's going to be coming and drawing side of this map, or drawing attention to this side of the map. We do go for the action test, which on this map is actually not that bad that we got it. We can go do it on the far side of the map later in the game, and it might not be too bad. Veranda actually might be one of the best action test maps in general.
Yeah. The conversations, depending on the sniper angle, can hide the two shelves on the left. The shelf on the right is just so far from everything.
And the main thing you need on red bookcase is someone standing closer to the sniper than you. Then it's
To
basically
block
invisible.
that right arm.
Right.
Mhm.
And you can manufacture situations where that happens as spy. So we have a lot of options because blue bookcase is not that bad in general. And then if you happen to be nearby when
Yeah.
somebody's at red bookcase, you can just take advantage of it.
Time ad comes off. I would have waited a couple of more seconds so that if we do hit the white, we don't immediately hear a 3-minute beep. If we had time added at, say, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, that would have gone up to 2:55. Wouldn't have crossed a minute, wouldn't have heard a beep. But it doesn't look like we're going to get punished for it anyway.
Oh, that's the other thing about these tiny these circles that I didn't mention that totally comes into play. You can get standing bugs from across the conversation circle because they're just so small.
And those are just so hard to guard. Doesn't look like we're spotted by the Lazybear. And we step in for a second statue visit. One thing I wanted to know, on our first statue visit, we didn't actually get both inspects. which is a bit strange considering how the one we didn't inspect was the one we were holding, but it's not going to result in us 3 cycling or anything crazy.
We get some interesting bouncing. Our first parts of our bounces were pretty bad, but then we recover a little bit where it's not going to be. As long as we didn't stop, we were probably going to be okay. But we were forced away from the spot we wanted to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we might actually try to do both the seduction and the microfilm right in one go.
Mm-hmm.
We do seduce before we pick up book. It does not get noticed, but if we were paying attention, if Lazy Bear was paying enough attention,
Now,
we're likely to take it
micro.
out.
Now. There was a very long period where Lazy Bear was caught out on the
Banana
rotation.
bread.
Micro could have happened relatively easily. Instead, we're going to banana bread, which means we just need to put this microfilm in order to finish
Oh,
or get a
Or,
civilian
yeah.
shot.
Or just do nothing and win. Yeah.
interesting. So how long did that banana bread take before that shot? So banana bread, it happened 1 second, I guess, before. So it was a shot that would have happened within the 10-second countdown timer. What did Teal do that game? I mean, so
I think
that
she
game
had
we didn't have a
inspect.
swap or purloin.
Inspect, bug suspicion, not sure. Interesting. We might not have gotten away with the last microfilm because we were already such a suspect with double statue inspects.
Yeah,
Kind of a
maybe, but
callback to the
there are plenty other,
maybe.
candidates for that sort of thing. Usually, that's usually the case on veranda anyway. All right. Anyway, Pofke manages to get the first spy win here and the first win. That's always a good little boost.
And again, kind of like the last set that we cast, this is going to be fairly demoralizing, at least for Sniper Lazy Bear, because Lazy Bear not only took the shot on the wrong person, but Pofke was almost done with missions.
Yep. All right, we'll see how that carries on to these next games here in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Lazy Bear saying in chat that he missed the first statue visit from our spy last game.
Gotcha. And that's going to make a big difference in how far along the progress we thought.
Yeah. Pofke now on the sniper side. If he can hold serve here, that'll put him up 2-0 early. And, if you get that early lead and you just hold serve the entire time, then you only need a couple of wins towards the end in order to secure the victory, like we saw last set.
Yeah, unfortunately, the ability to hold serve will be a little bit complicated by some of our map picks. Although honestly, if we play Terrace pretty well, we play it solid, it might not be impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am curious how the rest of this is going to play out as far as the map picks go.
Yeah. And I said earlier last game that Pofke had only taken one inspect at that statue, choosing to one cycle. I guess it paid off because he wasn't seen.
True. Yeah, that's actually one of the things is people when they want to do stuff in the blind spot of the sniper, they tend to value bug, purloin, grabbing a book out of the bookcase, and swapping. But honestly, if you can just sneak in and one inspect in on this map, be pretty good. It's pretty much worthless on a map like Courtyard to sneak one inspect in. But if you can sneak one in, that's an entire statue trip.
It's not even that difficult to do. I mean, Pofke did it at the front left set of statues, right in front of where the sniper usually hangs out. It's just that there's so many statues and so much to watch that even if it's right in front of you, sometimes you won't actually give the statue highlight.
That's actually one of I need to write down my my soapbox stuff more, because one of the soapbox things that I have. Oh, we get a low light.
Ooh, that was
Interesting.
maybe for an innocent return on the book.
Hard to say. Could be something with pathing, but it wasn't anything crazy with pathing.
Yeah. So we have 4 lowlights. So Pofke is likely doing some behavioral lowlighting here, and we have basically idled away
Banana
2
bread.
minutes, only taking a flirt.
And this is that position we talk about every once in a while where Lazy Bear is not going to know that they're low lit. There's basically no reason for them to believe they're low lit. They weren't low lit at an interesting time.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad briefcase cancel, I'm gonna say. He was there standing for like a solid second after Twin had picked it up, but we're low lit, so not gonna matter much. And it's interesting. Pofke, I'm looking at his stats right now, 90% spy shot in his sniper games. So he doesn't let much by him on sniper side, but it looks like an incorrect low light is going to net him or net Lazybear a win here.
Well, as long as we finish missions,
Yeah.
we still have to get moving. Okay, we are going to step into inspects. That's a good start. So let's just say we get our inspects done, and we got brought up to a highlight.
Ooh.
Thing.
Maybe I spoke too soon. I was going to say Lazybear might play this last minute very aggressively because he idled so long and he's assuming he gets a low light.
We're
But
a
he's
big
brought
suspect
back up.
because Pofke rotates all the way around to check for swap, giving up a ton of the rest of the map.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised because we gave up vision on Ambassador to see if a swap had gone off.
Green Purloin, we can finish with Inspect Swap, but given how suspicious the first statue visit was...
And also, we're on the side of the map with Ambassador and Toby, and so right now there's going to be a lot going on over here. Oh, but...
Oh, wrong shot comes off for the Purloin.
poor General once again.
Man.
So it was on the Taker, so the low angle claims another victim.
Yeah,
looks like,
that's the one thing. One of the things about this map, similar, I guess, somewhat similar to Ballroom, is the angle you have to view the list, and often make it.
The thing is, he definitely can wait for over. Actually, maybe not because. Okay, he can. It's just lag made it look like the shot came off really late. But he shoots almost immediately. I think he might be able to wait for overtime there.
Yeah, well, technically, the Purloin happened at 8 seconds, so there would have been 2 seconds of overtime. But maybe with lag, you end up actually getting a little bit less. But
I was gonna say maybe we didn't have time to finish the inspect there, but looking again at the log, we started at 5.
Yeah, there would have been there would have been overtime. So realistically, even if there was overtime, General probably would have been the one that got the shot.
Gotcha.
Yep. Although, anyway, I won't add anything more except that we're tied up.
Ooh. 2 spy wins early.
Yeah.
I think that might be showing just how uncommon and uncomfortable this map is for a lot of challenger players. Not a commonly picked map from either of the players, so it's definitely a toss-up as to who's...
Or for many players, really. It's been pretty low on the list of map picks.
Not picked and not banned either.
Yeah.
So
just been indifferent.
There's this mutual assumption no one's going to pick it.
Yep. All right. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, so to pick up back on the other soapbox thing I was going to talk about last game, that was especially that I've been wanting since Old Art Veranda, and that is the ability to cut animation when you go to pick something up. Meaning you do a hard tell where you break into, like, let's say grabbing a book or picking up statue, where you just rip the statue up and then you slam it back down. Where if the sniper is able to see you, it's a hard tell, you just die. But it gives you more opportunities to do things in the blind spot of the sniper, because one of the reasons you can't usually get away with just like a quick inspect, and we don't go for that. We go for the bug, by the way, and we get it. It does pick up suspicion for it.
I like it.
We also go straight for that briefcase, and that kind of looks like it gets us away from suspicion as well. We don't seem to be getting... Yeah, we're not caught up in anything. But anyway, so being able to break animation in a way that the AI never would, but you can do more in the blind spot. Because I love just the concept of sneaking in an inspect with a sniper's not looking. Because usually when you sneak something in, it leaves a trace. But I like the idea of sneaking in something that doesn't leave a trace, like book. like being able to rip a
Banana
book out of
bread.
the bookcase
Yeah.
or grab a statue really quick.
Well, that would definitely amplify the spy advantage in Time of Chaos. I think it's Ponoob who says the game starts out with the sniper ahead, but Time of Chaos is the spy's chance to catch up. And that might, provide the spy with a bit extra padness. A
Yeah,
bit.
luckily that the door's there.
Oh, we're going mass time ad. Okay.
We probably would have gone for more even. Oh, we get highlight as we come out. I wonder
Okay.
if I think we must have noticed because there was
Yeah.
that red time ad during that, and I think that we might have had a chain of time ads anticipated. Yeah, we're low lighting so much that time ad was caught.
We're pretty screwed here.
We
We
have a lot of
only
time to ponder our mistakes though. So
to kind of suffer.
right.
Yeah, we have no flirt progress. So it's basically like we just have to do normal flirting throughout the game since we have 3 minutes left. But we need double inspect and one more fingerprint. I wouldn't even imagine doing a hard tell here.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm not sure how much Pofke knows they're in trouble, because there's very different ways to play this. So you have a lot of additional time, meaning that you can try to get someone else shot just because other people will collect inspects. But right now, there's so few people. So right now, if we're looking at the map, it's basically white dress is the only other suspect. We have no idea about that. We can't do, or we've already done contact, so we're pretty reliant on where white dress goes. I'm guessing we're of the higher suspect because we came out of the blind spot after the time ads, and that's just extra suspicious.
Yeah.
Did white just reject a drink? It would be interesting if we get a few rejects and we get to try to do it. No.
Hoots takes a drink, so the reject chain's cleared. I don't think Pofke would be able to take advantage of it. Oh, we get shot for second fingerprint. I don't think Pofke would have been able to take advantage of any suspicion Pearls had because he wasn't checking to see who else was at windows during those time ads. Doesn't know who else is a suspect for them.
All right.
By the
Anyway,
way,
that was the first sniper win. So Lazybear manages to break serve as it is, and then as spy, if Lazybear manages to get another win, he'll be up 3-1. We'll see if that can happen here. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
also interesting to note if we had not gotten that extra time ad right after. It's funny because I was about to say the red time ad was super consequential, but actually it kind of wasn't because a beep was going to happen right then anyways. We almost had the horrible luck of a double beep because we add time, it went up to 3:03, and by the time we added the next, we had the red time ad. There was going to be a second beep, so it was almost the horrible beep beep right next to each other. So a beep was going to happen right about then, regardless. So the red time ad might not have been as consequential as normal, but with seeing it be up at 3 minutes and 45 seconds, it's no question that there was a time ad, and we don't even have to do a little bit of calculation in our head about how much time we think has passed because it's clearly been a time ad or two at that point.
I don't know if you even need to go for the time ad there. I mean, obviously, Lazybear, Pofke felt like it, I guess. But you have Bug done, you have BB done, and half a fingerprint. And even though you only have like 2 minutes, 15 seconds to flirt, you can be very aggressive with your flirting on veranda if you're not highlit, and it won't be seen.
Yeah, I don't know if any people have talked about terms for this, but I'm calling it coherence, where adding time when you're also doing missions, adding a lot of time, that is, when you're also doing missions and you've already been highlight, doesn't really cohere with your game plan. So if you are going for missions, and you're making good progress in your highlight, adding time isn't as useful as saying if you've been slow playing, or you're going for the general wrong shot. It doesn't match up with the other parts of your game plan.
Mm-hmm. We are burning a lot of time here. We BB split into statues. Looks like we're not going to get a low light for it. But we might not get a statue highlight either. I know earlier Pofke was doing some behavioral lighting. I don't know if he's highlighting for statues or not. He is. We take a highlight right there.
So what's
But
interesting is that was right now. That was an opportunity for what we talked about earlier. He was not seen for that first inspect. Had Lazybear put that statue down, we would have gotten away with an inspect.
exactly. But instead, we take a highlight. 96% somewhere Tobo's crying. We have a lot of partial mission progress, though. We just have a minute 15 seconds to kind of finish it all up, though, with a highlight. And we need one hard tell somewhere as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. So we're in the position where we have all this partial progress. We're highlight. So, and we do have to do one hard tell. If it wasn't for that one hard tell, I would actually like our position fairly okay. But the fact that we have to go talk, we have to inspect, and we have to fingerprint. Maybe we could get a fingerprint on the inspect, which would be pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
I would like our position, but we have 45 seconds to do 4 missions.
I don't know what the decision to grab the book there is. We're going to white time ad right at the front. We do get it in before beeping starts. And it looks like it wasn't quite seen by Pofke.
Yeah, it was right on screen, but I think Pofke was looking at other stuff at the time. So it's a good use of possibly the sniper being distracted. And here's the big moment. And it looks like we get away with it clean. So now it's all about whether or not we can get away with these. So the flirt is going to come off clean, almost certainly.
Yeah.
But whether or not we can get that fingerprint in the inspect without getting too much suspicion on us.
We pick a really good time to do that microfilm. Toby and Ambar are both on that long hallway out front, and he's rotated so that you can see us at Red Bookcase, but not quite. We're going in for our statue visit. We might just have to inspect swab. Fingerprint might be a lost cause at this point. The Amba, and there's the shot. It's funny. The Amba steps into front statues right as we're stepping into our statue. I don't think it's something we could have taken advantage of because I don't think we have time to wait. But, sometimes the party screws you.
Yeah, and unfortunately, so I was going to mention that after you add time, there's there's 2 different ways for the sniper to think about it. If they think the spy is having trouble completing missions, either that they've been reluctant to do a hard tell and they need more time to do that hard tell, or they're done with the hard tell, or they don't really care about the hard tell, but they just need more time to do those time-consuming soft tell missions. And so it was which direction was Pofke going in. Pofke looked like they were going to be committing more towards the hardtail one, thinking that they added time because they hadn't been able to complete the hardtail that they needed. And I was kind of thinking that Lazybear was going to be in a good position, but then Lazybear ended up having to do that hardtail, and we get shot for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, all tied up after that one. So moving on to a very unconventional pick in Terrorist. We'll see if Lazy Boy has had a lot of practice on this map or not.
Lazy Boy.
I like it.
Lazy Bear.
No, yep. We're keeping that.
Is he Lazy Boy now? Did I change it on the thing? Yeah, nah. I'll keep it. Anyway, Lazy Bear Boy will be sniping first. We'll see how well practiced he is on this. 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Lazy Boy Bear.
Yep. And we have the conventional, well, as conventional as is on this map, the conventional setup where we take out statues on the map.
Uh-huh. Using them solely as pads to path to and print locations. Speaking of print locations, Niamba steps into a statue pretty early. So we can either try and go for a print, although I would assume not because we just grabbed a drink, or we can, pay attention, see if an AI goes and grabs that statue and maybe set up for a frame. But this map is just so short. I mean, already there's only a minute 45 left, and all we've done is grab a drink and go look out the window. So
Yeah, I was wondering if we actually would have maybe gotten a low light for that because it did just look like burning time. And also, one of the ironies on this map is when you go to the statue-less setup, sometimes snipers like to low light people that go waste time at statues.
looks like Twin is gonna grab that fingerprint and get highlight for it. Pofke is far flirting here. This this is one of those things that inexperience with this map and not knowing just how easy it is to time out.
We take the wrong, or we take a loose low light, and I'm surprised we get that low light because we had a drink in our hand.
Yeah, the delegate did come off and we get low lit. We didn't actually even pick up a flirt in that conversation with our ST.
So now the question is, do we go
I
for the
mean,
double agent while Danger is talking? It doesn't look like it.
yeah. At this point, though, you're trying to finish a game of balcony in 40 seconds.
Yeah, and we do need to contact at some point. Oh, and we
And we
get
get brought back up.
interesting. That is fascinating to me because we didn't really do anything. I guess it was just us waiting in the conversation with the double agent, and double agent pails. Oh my god.
Lazybear thinking about maybe the early lowlights, thinking, maybe Salmon did delegate, bring him back up. Terrace
Right.
is a map where there's not much to watch, so you have a lot of time to just think about your decisions, sniper side.
Lazy
And
Bear is 100% on this. Lazy Bear signaling with taking the
Mm,
with spamming shift and
yep,
taking the safety off, just knowing that Pofka was the spy, and that or sorry, that
he's
Salmon
not going to
Danger was the
finish.
spy.
yep, and both of
Yeah,
those
and
BBs
then not
were
finish.
fake for him, and the first one was
Right.
fake for everybody. So
Yeah, the
there's
first
absolutely
BB
no
was
reason to
bad
shoot.
luck too.
Yep.
And he almost also Lazy Bear took off safety after that first banana bread, but
Yeah.
must have realized that DA left conversation before the banana bread happened and realized they weren't in a
Yeah.
position
Yep.
where they needed to shoot.
That was somewhat unfortunate for Pofke, but I guess if the DA hadn't left, Pofke would have just taken a bullet.
Yeah. From that game alone, I feel like you can kind of draw the assumption that Pofke is uncomfortable here, Lazy Bear very comfortable.
Yep.
But of course, that was with Pofke's spy side, Lazy Bear sniper side. So let's see how the next game pans out
Yep.
for them.
Yep. All right, Lazy Boy Bear. See how you do as spy on this map in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
It's interesting
General.
because there's a big difference between Patient Bear and Lazy Bear. In that last game, we saw Patient Bear, where Lazy Bear might have just shot to get the game over with, but Patient Bear saw that the missions couldn't have been done and decided to wait for the timeout.
Mm-hmm. Lazy Bear might have also fallen asleep, in which case he would have won as well. But looks like we were maybe going for a bug path there, but the Amba leaves. We transition into grabbing the briefcase, which when we left, that briefcase wouldn't have been available. And
We
we
do get
actually take a
marked,
highlight.
and it's unfortunate because I actually like the a lot of spies would set that briefcase down after the one redirect that they would have had from Ambassador, but usually AIs will finish it if the Ambassador stops moving within that time frame. And
Yeah.
so good return, but I mean honestly, it might not be. It's probably not a briefcase etiquette thing. I also didn't notice that we're at 48% on the flirt. Very sad. And we didn't get noticed for the briefcase etiquette, so we don't get credit for much. But we will have to
Yeah.
fully flirt, and that's very sad. But it happens. Double Agent bails from that conversation too, but goes into another conversation we might consider doing a fake here.
Maybe.
We can only eliminate boots.
We have a fingerprint, and we can delegate the purloin, so we can win even with a fake banana bread, not a real.
And the prophecy comes true. We're at 99%, which is very sad.
Banana bread.
And right now, Smallman is the main suspect that's going to be. We also eliminate Boots, so we were on top of that. Boots was just out of conversation when they were walking into that. So we get the two lowlights that were available. Small Man is the only one that is highlit and could have done an actual banana bread. But if we do another banana bread here, we're gonna be really suspicious.
Flirt. There's a fingerprint right there.
Banana bread.
We do banana bread, and we try to go for the briefcase to kind of hide it. We're just gonna immediately purloin here. That's our only path to victory.
And we're on
And
top of it.
yeah,
We don't even wait for overtime, which we could have in that position.
uh-huh.
We can't really hide behind Small Man for the dance.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, no.
General is not a good choice for dancers in general. All right. Anyway, it's tied once again.
If Papa Danger hadn't beat us to that briefcase after the BB, we might have gotten away with it, but 2 fingerprints is probably reason enough to shoot.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, yeah. If I mean, I think one strat that's generally sort of overrated is getting the briefcase and then BBing. I mean, it's certainly risky, especially on this map, but it can be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of players seem to go for that.
Also, just General has just been all over these matches for some reason. He's been shot a lot. He's been spy a lot. He's
Been
seduction
misshot
targeted
a
this
lot.
game. Or no, he's a bastard
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, General's had a rough few matches here. Anyway, we're moving on to Pearls here. She's not gotten much play in today. A little bit. That makes sense because super slow on this map. It doesn't matter quite so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, not mean to play it. All right, and we're ready to go in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and Arturiak saying in chat, completing missions in 2 minutes 30 seconds is pretty much death on terrace. That's why this map is getting 30 seconds added in the next patch. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite test it with the new statues and bar before we implemented it into SCL.
Yeah, I mean, but that said, no one's putting a gun to the head and forcing people to pick it. So even with complaints about the map, the players are willfully deciding to play it. So they know the disadvantages and should be able to manage them. But so far, no luck.
Yeah.
Except in Summer Cup, I guess, right? Summer Cup doesn't have the draft, but Summer Cup has the changed version, I'm thinking.
Yes, Summer Cup
Banana
does
bread.
have the 3-minute version. Could have
Alright.
tried for a reverse drive-by, but we choose not to. And Lazybear choosing to highlight everyone with a real BB.
All right, so we are gonna pick up the fingerprint off this drink. I'm guessing the second fingerprint will probably mean death for us, but we'll see. It would be great to pick up a difficult fingerprint at some point the rest of this game, but they're probably always going to be briefcase ones. We leave a little bit early, I think, from that grab, but it's not going to really matter too much.
Mm-hmm. Grabbing that briefcase would have been suspicious because double print, but our character's in a position that is likely to get called over to grab the briefcase, so it's not as bad as it could be.
Yeah.
But even so, we have no flirt progress, so that mission is definitely not getting finished.
Yeah,
then-
no, I guess we're just gonna go for the fingerprint at this point and bug. It's pretty much our only
Delegate? We
Yeah.
gulp, so delegate could definitely happen. Oh, we're gonna choose not to. We're just going for a briefcase.
I think we might just get
And
shot.
we're gonna get shot.
Yeah. So we weren't even done with our third mission at that point, or even our second mission because we got shot before the fingerprint goes off. But we were still, even if we got that fingerprint off, we would still have to purloin or bug or add time or something.
Yep.
It's a rough map.
Yeah, it was gonna be rough either way for sure.
All right.
And interesting once again, not waiting for. Actually, yeah, I guess it wouldn't have been overtime if that was the last mission. All right, on to the last terrorist one. Hasn't I guess it's been a sniper party here so far.
Yep.
So apparently, Lazybear waiting for this last one to bring out his true secret strats.
terrorist
Yeah.
tech.
Here
Let's
we
see it.
go. Take notes, Nanthalus, in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Oh, I will be. Is he gonna immediately purloin?
We are
Darn.
getting the gate.
I was hoping that was the secret tech.
He should immediately purloin in future games versus whatever opponent he's facing.
Whoever it happens to be.
The unfortunate thing about purloin is it's also really hard to block the purloin. You have sniper just has such a good angle on the purloin back there that you can almost always see it clearly once you rotate a little bit. And if statues aren't a swap's not on, you basically don't lose that much. I guess you lose maybe an angle on ambassador depending where they're at, but it's pretty easy to maintain purloin on this map as opposed to modern, which is sometimes it's in the back there, it's covered up a bit. You have to give up a little bit of territory.
Banana bread.
Real banana bread, split from Disney. Pofke gets 2 hard lowlights from that.
We might have a play at a frame on Disney if we're paying attention to the split.
Possibly.
Unfortunately,
he doesn't have a real BB, but he does pick up a fingerprint. Green flirt with our ST, so we might actually have a hope of finishing flirt this game.
Yeah, we need to get out of here at some point, though. We don't have that much time to waste, especially since we don't have that third mission in. And it looks like we're going to at least leave open the option of purloining late in the game. I guess this is a good thing to hold, just in case we don't have a good bug opportunity. I'm assuming we'd rather get a bug off or something like that. Unfortunately, Basket is coming right to us. So it looks like we will have to seduce and send someone over.
White flirt. 85%. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So we delegate,
and
we
we
might
can
try
go
to pick
pick
up.
up.
Well, flirt timer is still not on cooldown yet, is it? We don't wait that long for.
There we go.
There it is.
Flirt.
Okay.
There's going to be overtime. Unfortunately, she's low lit.
Oh, there's so much overtime. There's so
Um,
much overtime.
Shot comes off on the wrong character.
Look like that's kind of a weird shot. I mean, he's
I think we
talking,
must have just
so
panicked at that point, right?
yeah.
Yeah, talking.
He has
and...
been to the bar. He still has the drink in his hand too.
Yeah, I mean that's you just gotta pick someone that could
Yeah.
Potentially be done.
I like that move from Lazybear. If Pofke's not on top of him, it's pretty counterintuitive that the one who delegated the purloin is the one who's grabbing another drink at the bar right now.
Right, and it gave us some. It gave us an excuse to chase. Well, not an excuse to chase, but it gave us separation from seduction target where we didn't have to move at first. We were a little bit risky in following so soon. Or Lazybear is amazing at calculating flirt timer, because flirt timer didn't come off until just before the purloin. But besides that, hey, it was a great idea, and it's one of the things you need to make happen as spies, combine actions,
And that was the first spy win we've seen in a while, and that gives Lazybear a 2-point lead now. So Pofke is in a run.
Spy win on Terrace is
and on Terrace.
Huge deal.
We've got a lot of pretty, relatively standard maps coming up after this, so Pofke is going to need to pull something out here to get some wins going, or spy wins going specifically. See if you can do it. Are you guys ready with this next map?
Yep.
Awesome. And we'll go in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Oh, we're gonna go for the bug here. There's so many people here. It's got to be so tempting, but you can tell that Sniper's on top of it.
Yeah. Probably the correct decision to not take it. It's ballroom. There are going to be plenty of opportunities for bugs that aren't that closely guarded later in the game.
Right. We also see Boots. Is there some sort of challenger thing where maybe I'm missing something about Boots? Boots has just been ambassador a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because to me, you can have the same most of the qualities of Boots in another person, same height, but bigger model, just as fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Might
A lot of
maybe
times
it's just a random thing.
a lot of times people aren't choosing their amba. Um I usually random unless I'm looking for some specific mission going into the game. But I think this is just a case of random amba a few times and it happened to be Boots. 68% on the flirt at bookshelf. Now would be a pretty horrible time to microfilm, so we wisely choose not to, instead just put it back and chase for a third flirt, looks like. This might be a bit too far away for 32%.
Also, I'm kind of distracted by how many of these characters seem to have pearls on them. Like we call one character pearls, but it looks like Irish has pearl necklace. Pearls has pearls.
So does
Teal,
Boots.
yeah, Boots has pearls. Teal has pearls.
I mean, but Pearls has the most pearls.
Right, pearls has the most pearls, but Queen has pearls too. There's just a lot of pearls in this game. Does Orange Dress have pearls too? Are those little pearls? I think
No,
might be little
there's
pearls.
something else. I think
Something
Okay.
else.
they're more yellow.
All right. We have a minute 20 left and no missions done.
Yeah.
And
Good time for. Oh, but the beep, just like we
yep.
talked before. No, not the biggest deal, but little things that you should be
Ooh.
aware of.
That
Banana bread.
bug is
Banana bread.
What?
okay. There's a little camera shake from Lazybear. Oh,
Ooh.
safety off on Pofke. Doesn't
Okay,
quite
just a
happen.
flirt, though.
Wait, a purloin has come off also.
Yes. Okay. Eventually,
Okay.
it was too much, and we didn't really have a reason at that point. I think we were just like, I think we're just catching up on all the stuff that had happened. Man, so much happened in after that time. So we have the
that
time
was very quick.
Right. We go for the bug. We banana bread twice. We purloin. But we're not done with missions. And if we had been done with missions, I want to
Banana
see when this
bread.
purloin went off. I'm pretty sure
Alright,
it would have been well past
Yeah.
over time. So
If-
that 99% is what in the end did it for us, and then we just did a whole bunch.
He had just been over a little bit to the left in that last flirt.
No, I said when he entered that conversation, looks a bit far.
Yeah, you know that sort of thing. It does matter. In that bug, you can see it was visible and did get a highlight for it, but just didn't expect them to be as close to
Banana
being
bread.
done. Fortunate.
Yeah.
Banana bread.
And double banana bread for whatever reason. I think he was trying to purloin for that second one, which is unfortunate because that second banana bread was green.
Would have been a green purloin.
Would have been a green purloin, and unfortunately ended up with a white.
It's almost like you can see in Lazybear's camera movement, he's just like staring at hair for a bit. And then he's like, wait, she just took a drink. Looks over at the guest list, sees it's gone. Oh, shoot. And you can
doesn't want to shoot.
Yep.
Yeah. That was... I really like that game from Pofke, though, other than that flirt. That's a really good late mission rush, and you can even see on the timeline at the bottom, there's just so many things happening within, like, 15 seconds of each other.
All right. Anyway, Lazybear has a pretty strong lead now, up 6-3. Although we've seen some pretty good comebacks in these longer sets, so Pofke certainly has a good chance to come back here. Let's see if he can do that in 3, 2, 1. Playing it.
Those might be little pearl buttons on Duke's lapel. Can't really tell.
Ooh.
Oh no, everybody has pearls.
So, Pofke's down 6-3, but he is sniping second. So the score disparity might lie a bit, because if we assume that he gets the sniper win here, it'd be up to 6-4. But Ballroom is a map where spy wins are possible.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
that's
very
technically true of all maps.
I mean, all maps, Courtyard exists.
All right, and we do have the 51%, so we should be okay on that front. Not much else is really going on. Do step into side statues. We now open up the opportunity for some maybe late game swap blocking on Duke, which is one of the better characters for that.
Yeah. Side statues are, sometimes I don't like them, but we're choosing to get started on it really early. We have a game plan to finish them. We're not super rushed, so it's a good decision here, in my opinion.
We're not close enough for a two flirt at this position, and it would have been a two flirt, so now we're at 98%. Lots of
Yeah.
high 90s, these two matches, unfortunately. Now, I mean, we could have. The thing is, the spot we are in wasn't that much less suspicious than being on the other side of Twin.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit unfortunate, and hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us the way that it bit Pofke. We both go back to the exact same statue. We might be fishing for a low light at this point. I don't think we're going to swap here.
Yeah. This is an indication that we're looking for a low light, in my opinion. The thing is, that's a risky maneuver, because if Pofke doesn't remember what statue you inspected first and he just sees a highlight go back to side statues, maybe he's thinking that that's you finishing up inspect rather than going to an instant statue pad.
Now, if Pofke was the type to watch Seduce, this would have been murder, because we would have been next to 3 people at least that I've noticed that we went back to, because we could have been seducing Twin, Alice, or Irish at least, and maybe even Rocker as well. They were all in there when we rushed out and rushed back in. But
Green
probably doesn't matter.
purloin. Doesn't look like
Seems...
Pofke knows. Well, he knows about the purloin, but he
Right.
doesn't know we're the ones who did it.
How long are you going to stay in this conversation? I think we might have idled here too long.
We tried for a banana bread, but the DA bailed on us, unfortunately. Bit of a loopy path there. Oh! Shot on orange, sorry.
Wow.
Must have just been a suspect for the
She
purloin.
had center statues. She had a bug path there at the end.
Yeah, but was she at all in the reject chain? Probably not. Definitely not.
Probably not. She was behind Duke for a while, so she was implicated, perhaps, but never actually directly offered. But Toby was near, and sometimes that's good enough.
I mean, for the entirety of the chain, she was at center statues, then briefcase. But I mean, when you miss the purloin and you have to take a shot, just shoot the person at center statues, especially after that bug path at the end.
Yep. All right, and with that, now Lazybear is in a pretty good spot. Pofke gonna need to do some serious playing to come back from this, but it is indeed possible.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that oh, we're general once again.
That doesn't bode well.
Yeah, not looking good. We'll see if how this turns out in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
So, Pofke really needs to rally right here. This is his chance to kind of get the game back in his favor. By winning a spy win here, he throws off Lazybear a bit on Library, which is presumably a map where he's pretty comfortable.
It looks like we're aiming for something on Ambassador. Ambassador takes a weird path and doesn't actually stop anywhere. And it looks like we're chasing a bit. Looks like we want to get the early bug before the highlight, which might not be a bad idea at all. Oh, we redirect, though, into a useless conversation. We decide not to go for the bug in the case.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Pofke plays this game, because when you're behind like this in a set and it's your turn as spy, you usually see either one of two things. You see a lot of timidness, people idling, timing out, stuff like that, or you see moves that are a bit too aggressive because they know that they have to make something happen in order to get a comeback going.
Right.
Looks like this is the former rather than the latter.
Yeah, I would say it pushes spies into a position where they do the least cognitive work, right? Because those are the ones that you don't think as much. If you're just trying to go get missions done, you actually don't have to put that much thought into doing missions. If your goal is to just do them all, and you also don't have to put that much thought into just idling. You're just doing nothing basically, and so it tends to put spies in that position where it makes them a little bit more stressed out. Um, there's been so many fingerprint opportunities on this map already. We haven't seemed to pick any of them up. There's been two at the blue bookcase, one on the statue near the blue bookcase, a couple of returns. So we would actually not be that bad at trying to force a shot on someone else, but we are going for that fingerprint. So looks like that's not going to be the play.
So the fingerprint is something. I was saying earlier how side statues is sometimes good. I don't think this is one of those cases. We are very behind on mission progress. An option here would be to go center statues, get a fingerprint off the blue bookcase, and if we're paying attention to the AMBA, there's probably going to be another opportunity before the end of the game.
All right, well, we do a green time ad, and we bail pretty quickly, so we'll see if that's caught at all. We do kind of just burn some of the time that we just got. We were hoping that seduction target was probably going to come near us, so we do need to do 2 more flirts at least. So let's see. If we do 2 more flirts, and we inspect, and we fingerprint, we still have contact, probably, +1. I don't know what he's setting it for. It looks like he wants to bug at some point. Kind of an awkward spot in this conversation circle, unfortunately.
And the ST bails on us. Sunshined.
Oh man, we're gonna get like no benefit off that time ad.
Yeah.
As it turns out. Well, we have the benefit of not having burned that time without a time ad, of course. But it turns out that if we just fast forwarded 45 seconds, we would have missed anything.
Yeah.
Do we purloin here? We don't, and we just take a drink.
I
Unless
think
it
we're
has a
banana bread.
Alright.
fake means we're pretty much committing to timing out here. Which is interesting given the time ad.
Yeah, and like I mentioned before, there's been a lot of all right, well,
we're just gonna
we
white
also
time out again.
we're bailing a lot too. I can't tell by Lazybear's movement if we're tracking general a little bit because we can't highlight them again anymore. That is, there was 2 layers of highlights way back when, but we were tracking general a little bit. So we might be hugely suspicious at this point. Can't really tell on library, but at least we do get that other flirt after 2 time ads. We've made some progress.
All right. There are a very limited number of ways you can finish this game. Microfilm is basically out of the question. If there's a fingerprint somewhere, we can get that. We need one more flirt. We can inspect swap. We can green purloin inspect swap. We can bug inspect swap. BB is also on the table. I think if we try for it, we can finish, but I don't think... Oh, there's a bug.
It's pretty decent too. It was a pretty decent. When we went for the briefcase, we would love to have grabbed that as well. But it's actually a pretty decent bug. We're about the same speed as Ambassador, and then Ambassador stepped in front of us and allowed us to redirect after the arm had gone back in. If we had redirected a little bit earlier, the arm would have been sticking out. It would have been kind of awkward. We're hugely suspicious for the swap block, so we kind of need to do it. And
we're just going to get shot anyway.
Yeah,
I like the attempt there. I wanted him, or I think it would have been a better idea to get a flirt there first, because I think you have to finish with a swap block there unless you purloin or something. And, you know, obviously you don't want to go for a swap and then leave to go flirt or something like that. But there was an attempt to finish.
Yeah, kind of a weird one. Weird that he went for the statues first. With that flirt being right there. I mean, it's looking like he would have been shot pretty much any time he had returned to statues.
Yeah, and it also had a difficult fingerprint
Yeah.
on the statue. So maybe like we did zoom in to check the swap, but maybe we recalled that there was possibly fingerprint there. And if indeed Lazy Bear had seen the time ad and was already suspicious of General, at that point you're right. It might just be enough just to visit statues alone. And then we were just deciding a little bit where it might have been more comfortable shot if we saw the swap, but we decided in the end it's worth it.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right, and with
General
that,
six.
Lazy Bear is up 8-3. So one more win for Lazy Bear, and he'll take this match.
Mhm. Pofke's really gonna have to rally now.
Yep, that's for
He
sure.
he could have, if he had gotten a spy win there, then he has a bit of pressure off of him, but now it's really do or die.
Yep. We'll see what he does here. 3, 2, 1, planet.
And we are Frizzy Hair, which has also been a popular character this afternoon, evening, wherever you guys are. I'm wondering if it's like I'm always curious if there's like challenger character metas that I don't know about.
Request. This looks like it's gonna be a Purloin, and it's green. And Lazy Bear just gets right out of there.
I like
It's
this.
a
This is gonna
very
put
strong start.
yeah, and it's also gonna stress Pofka out, and we are not able to get the briefcase before wheels.
The reject chain continues.
And Lazy Bear continues to not quite know how to, to react to a briefcase cancel. Waited around a bit too long once again, but apparently Pofke doesn't know either.
So even though we have a bit of a reject chain, the Amba takes the Purloin. So we know it's green. And I think knowing it's green might put some doubt on Pofke's ability to take lights here. Because he doesn't know, if he's not watching that closely, he doesn't know how long this reject chain has been going for.
We take as wide a path as we can when we turn that corner, so we are really nervous about getting any extra suspicion.
We definitely don't want bug suspicion there.
Right. It's interesting though. So I'm trying to figure out in my mind if I was Sniper, if I'd be more nervous about Ambassador taking the. We kind of walking closely that time though. Ambassador taking the Purloin to confirm it's green, or having it be white on someone. So white would mean that we would have additional suspicion on one particular person. But green, it just being green and knowing it's green for sure, also just stresses the sniper out and like I
The list was
missed
returned.
it. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see that.
Banana
Huh.
red.
That's odd to me for that to be so long after the initial one, because in my mind, Purloin's already been written off in the sniper's view. Honestly, it could be Lazy Bear trying to stress Pofka out even more.
Yeah.
Maybe even stop a little bit.
That's my thinking. He has such a strong lead in the match and in this game because he got that early green Purloin. And I guess he figures that the best way to win this game now is to just kind of dig into Pofke's brain even more, get him a bit more stressed out, a bit more paranoid that he's being toyed with almost. You know, many people don't talk about the psychological aspect of playing sniper, but as the spy, anything you can do to disrupt that psychology is definitely going to play out in your favor. Returning the list is definitely one of those things.
And we get a pretty good bug off on Ambassador, honestly, and we get a test on the time ad. This is gonna be torture, honestly, for Pofka. If once these slow beeps start going off,
It's going to be agonizing.
and see. So where are we at with actually completing missions? Because I think Lazy Bear is going for a wrong shot, but we might as well pick up the flirt and finish it, so we only have one mission left.
Flirt, center statues wins it. We're not even highlight.
Yeah.
If we want to be really careful, we have a minute to try for an aggressive double print. I don't like swap or transfer just because we've already gotten 2 hardtails off clean. There's no reason to risk it.
Yeah, we should assume we're highlit. I mean, Lazy Bear happens to not be highlit, so transfer wouldn't be that bad, probably. but it would be unnecessary. And we are going to go for standard statues. Now, the funny thing is, Pofka might be really paranoid at this point. Paranoid maybe enough to even shoot, you know?
He's checking for the swap. I think
looks like
now is about the time you got to rotate back over if you're going to take this shot.
we do cut animation, but it's not seen by Pofka. We almost got completely screwed over there, but it's going to be Lazybear taking it.
And that is the set.
Very strong spy game at the end of the set there from Lazybear.
Yep. Yeah, very.
Oh my.
Yep. Yeah, that bug. I'll take a look at that from the sniper's view. All right here. All right. Well, no, unfortunately, yeah, the sniper cam was completely on the other side. At the moment the bug actually happened, the sniper was on the other side. The sniper sort of rotated over pretty much after all the animations had happened. So all you could really see is Lazybear walking past. Yeah, but even that is like, it's not a weird path at all. It's just the path any character would take to go through that area.
Yeah.
But yeah, very solid.
So I'm curious, are you nervous now, Nantless, or do you feel like you?
Ooh. I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch for the return the list tech.
Yeah.
that's gonna be a bit spooky.
Yep, return the list. Like half a minute after it's been purloined.
I mean, it clearly worked in this game.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the purloin return was the key thing that won him this game.
So let's see. So we watched Turnip Boy Ryu, and so Turnip Boy won the first set, and so Turnip Boy will be facing the winner of Briscaler. How do you
BRS?
Yeah, I think we say BRS.
BRS Scalar. Okay, BRS Scalar Plastics, which is actually a set of great players. And then Lazybear defeats Pofka, and is going to play the winner of Chef and David W.
Shep and David W are both 3rd seed and 6th seed respectively, so both very strong players.
Yeah.
But I believe those matches are getting cast tomorrow. Is that right?
I don't know. Have they happened yet? I haven't. They haven't shown up on the.
There's no score reported, but
right.
Yeah.
But sometimes they hide that for the and that's good. I hope that we do hide the that we hold off on posting those, because, like, for example, I didn't look at the bracket beforehand because I was nervous. I was nervous about accidentally seeing the results for these, but I really want to know the context. So that actually might be something that we may come as add is a blank version of the black bracket without results.
Yeah, because I had spoiled it for myself by looking at the bracket before, just to see, where everybody was. But yeah. So anyway, Turnip Boy and Lazybear are both one game closer to the finals, and one step closer potentially to making it into Iron. Although, I mean, they'll probably all make it into Iron anyway next season.
Yeah, and all these players, as we mentioned, we could have semifinals comprised of these players, or sorry, semifinals no, it'd be quarterfinals, I guess.
Yep.
So we could have, if Turnip Boy could defeat Jayadi and then Yeesh or Arterax to face Ryu, if Ryu defeats the Errand and or Poxy Frost, or Pox or Frosty. And then after Lazybear trashes Nantless and then defeats Dowsy, could face Pofka in the semifinals.
Yep.
Oof.
Yep, it's gonna be rough for somebody.
Right.
Anyway, well, that's the cast for today. We got 2 more matches coming up tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time, whatever that is, and any of your time zones, I have no clue.
Are our really good casters coming this time, or are we stuck with Track and Tobo again?
Yeah, I think we got Track and Tobo again, fortunately.
Darn.
But
I guess I'll suffer through
it. I mean, I hear that Tobo guy's pretty good. I'm not sure about wanting Track.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a great cast.
Yeah, no, it'll be great.
I'm hyped.
10 times better than these guys, for sure.
The bracket's coming down to the wire.
Yep.
Every match is a hype match, so I'm excited for it.
Yep. Hype, hype, hype. And all right, I guess that's it. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.